This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers. Again, I'm going back to the subject of an amnesty for migrants in the United Kingdom, particularly having with the new US president saying that 11 million undocumented migrants are going to be granted citizenship. So the question really for Boris Johnson is, where is the UK's amnesty? And some reasons perhaps as to why it should be granted. I continue to receive a large amount of comments and will continue to press forward on the issue of a general amnesty in the United Kingdom. As I mentioned, the new US president indicated that some 11 million people will be granted citizenship, not status or some form of leave to remain. Yet Boris Johnson stays very quiet on this matter, while Priti Patel gets even more louder and madder in her ideas about dealing with migrants, such as sending them to an island in the middle of the Atlantic. I mean, the Italians have had an amnesty, and Portugal has also allowed people status, particularly given regard to the coronavirus pandemic. Why is the UK being so difficult? I thought about this, and it seems to me that the real question in this is it because Priti Patel's real boss is Nigel Farage and whatever he says, and not Boris Johnson? It seems to be a pretty real question, because if Nigel kicks up a fuss, Priti seems to act. There is plainly a need for an amnesty. Firstly, Boris Johnson said he's in favour and was going to consider it when he became Prime Minister. And he's been Prime Minister for a while now. Secondly, the coronavirus pandemic and the need to get people on board. Economic reasons, people will contribute. Humane reasons, Boris said that as well. Brexit and the problem of not extending the EUSS. 1.5 million people that live in fear and insecurity. The dreadful hostile environment which makes people's lives a misery, coupled with the complete failure by the Home Office to implement any policy successfully without getting either a judgment against them or one of the inspectors telling them they're doing it wrong. I could go on, but it's clear that the time is now right to rectify this situation. It would be very easy for the government to do it. They did it in 2006 for 500,000 cases. So the question really to Boris is could we have a date as when it's going to start? As I say, you've mentioned that you're going to consider it for years now, since you became Prime Minister. Perhaps you need to tell your Secretary of State who is the real boss. Or perhaps really you take instructions from Nigel Farage and pander to him because you're scared of losing votes, or if he kicks up a fuss or does a YouTube video. Who knows? I just hope that justice and common sense prevails, and that we get the amnesty and that we get these people on board into the community working. As Boris Johnson said, it's the humane and economic thing to do. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers.